Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Rut activity is really starting to pick up around here now. We're seeing a ton of young bucks out chasing. I did happen to see a larger young 8-point chasing a doe hard the other day. Got that all on video in an episode. I don't know whether I've released it yet or not because I don't know how I'm releasing these things. And my son, who's 13, is really starting to struggle with all these young bucks that we're seeing. You know, he made a commitment 2 years ago to hold out for a 2.5, 3.5-year-old buck. Well, we're seeing all these. We've got 5 different spikes we've seen. We've seen a 3-point or 2 3-points. We've seen 2 or 3 4-pointers. We've got a 5-point, 2 6-points. And, you know, we've got us from a property management perspective kind of having to decide, do we keep letting so many young bucks walk, or do we need to kind of maybe try to thin out a couple so there's less competition in 2.5, 3.5 years from now when these bucks mature, assuming they make it that long. So who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. I'm taking my son out here the next couple days. Hopefully he can get a shot at a good buck, but, you know, I give him the green light to shoot anything he wants. So all I can say is I'm in for the ride just like you are. So I ask that, you know, you go in, you hit that like, subscribe button, leave a comment. Let me know if you relate to any of this, if there's anything you'd like to see differently or more of. And let's go. Let's see what happens. Look at that. Play a little bit because these let's try to get you one this morning.
Okay.
If that tall spike comes back through that I've seen the past 2 days, are you going to shoot it?
Maybe.
Actually, I think we've seen him 3 days in a row, haven't we? I think. Yeah, he's the one that ran through, wasn't he?
No, he was the one. He was one that kept on a broadside out there feeding.
Oh, okay. All right.
One that ran through was the 4.
Okay. All right. Well, be thinking about what you might want to shoot if it gives you an opportunity. Okay.
Okay.
This is a pretty perfect morning for this hillside. Shot over him. He never even moved, dude. Now he runs. And he just stood there. He's still standing over there.
My shot was on his shoulder.
I don't know, bud. You were solid and steady. I don't know. He just stood there. I mean, he wasn't spooked or nothing. He just stood there. on him solid, it looked like. All I can figure is you must have flinched. Put your gun back on safety. You must have flinched is all I can figure, buddy.
Could have someone bumped these.
No, those don't make any difference because the dials are inside those. Those are just caps. I mean, we'll go look for hair or blood, but
there's no way I hit him. He didn't.
No, he never even moved. He just stood there looking at us. I don't know. We'll go look and see if you hit ground or dirt or. Well, I want to see if we can find where the bullet hit. I don't know what happened. So we just went and walked it, and no hair, no blood, no nothing. I really didn't expect to find anything, but we just wanted to make sure. That buck was about 75 yards broadside, or maybe quartering away just a little bit. I'd have to go back, and he was mostly broadside. And after the shot, he just stood there staring at us until Trey chambered another round, and then he ran probably another 30 yards and stopped and looked back at us again for a little while till he hopped off into the woods, pine thicket. Anyway, we walked it, didn't see anything, but Trey, you've passed on that buck how many times now?
Well, I mean,
several.
Broadside shots? Like
just
3.
Yeah. Multiple days, multiple opportunities. That's the same buck that walked by me yesterday evening and just fed by me at 12 yards. And Trey has said all along that he was going to hold out for a bigger deer this year, but the taunting by that buck just got to be too much, I think. And Trey's anxious to get more deer meat for the freezer. So, you all right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody misses, okay? That's part of it. We're going to have to get you to shoot that gun again and see what's going on, though, because when you shot it last, you were dead on. So, I don't know. The scope may have been knocked. Something may have happened. It may have been knocked and jarred or something. I don't know, but don't worry about it. Everybody misses. Just be glad it was, it wasn't like some buck that you were totally jacked and excited about taking a shot at. You were, it's a buck that you've passed several times, and best thing is it was a clean miss, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a wounded or injured deer out there running around. And it's still plenty early enough that deer can still keep coming through. So let's just sit here a while longer and see what happens, okay?
Okay.
You cool?
Yes, I'm very cold.
I don't mean cold. I mean, you cool with that?
I guess.
Okay. Let's see what happens. All right, bud, what's the deal? What are we doing?
Heading back to the house.
Why are we heading back?
Don't know if the scope's messed up or not.
Okay. And you would rather go back
Then gut shot a deer.
than gut shot or wound a deer that you can't recover?
Yeah.
That's a good mature decision. It's hard to walk away when it's still early like this and there's potential for deer to come through, but that's a very mature decision to make because you don't want to. It's a very ethical decision to make because that's the second miss with that gun that you've had now.
Yeah.
You missed the coyote that first morning, and then you missed this one. Both of them at about 60 to 75 yards. That coyote was right there at the end of that.
It's not quite 60. It's close.
It may be 50. Anyway, it's two relatively close shots that were misses that shouldn't have been misses. If nothing else, until we get that gun checked, you can hunt with one of my rifles, which I know they're on.
Well, we thought this one was on.
Well, that's true too. Alright, well, let's pack our stuff up, I guess, and we'll make our way to the house. Don't know what the rest of the day is going to hold, though.
Christmas.
You're going to be Christmas decorating. We'll see what all we've got going on. Okay, let's get out of here.